What is up? Thank you for coming to my channel, Prison POV. So GTA, the game, Grand Theft Auto. First time I ever played it was in prison doing time for GTA Grand Theft Auto. That's a little bit of irony. And I'll never forget the first time I played it. Coming from Soledad, we were on lockdown for like 10 months stuck in the cell. Get to Arizona and opens up that Michael Jackson, Billie Jean. Billie Jean ended up playing video games in Arizona. It's a major change, a welcome change. It was awesome. Talked about some GTAs. I've done a couple. I've also been clipped a few times. Drinking Rockstar today. That doesn't mean I haven't had any Fidalgo coffee. I've had a couple cups a day. Shout out to Fidalgo Coffee. I planned on bringing my Fidalgo coffee cup with me and drinking some during this video, but I've had this sitting around my house open for like last hour, been sipping on it. I just brought it with me. So, Grand Theft Autos, man. I knew this dude. It's very deceiving because for the longest he really had his shit together. He owned a business, he had some rentals, he had nice vehicles, he had it going on. Well, he started losing everything because of drugs. So when you have it going on and you start losing things, you can't tell by appearance. You can tell if you look at their accounts, if you look at their information. You'd be looking at their accounts like, you're in deep shit, dude. But they'd still have all the houses and cars. You wouldn't be able to tell they're struggling financially. Not initially. And they're not going to tell you like, well, shit guys, tapped out now. Even me. See, like I hit a settlement. I've hit $10,000 settlements before. When I spend that final dollar, that $10,000, I don't announce it. Well shit, tapped out now. I keep it rolling. Splinter, you got more money left? Hell yeah, dog. Never admit that you're broke. That your house is gone, that all ran out. So this dude, he kept up the facade he had it going on. Now that's about the time I need to rent a house. So I hit him up. I'm like, hey bro, you got a rental you can hook me up with? He's like, yeah, I can hook you up. And he was eager to do a deal. Gives me this house to rent. Now I messed up by telling him I would not even be in there for at least a month. But I wanted to get it locked in, rent it off of him, give him the money. That was perfect for him because, well, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but the house is not livable. So I gave him $3,000 for 6 months rent. I started moving a few things in. I didn't have no furniture. That's why I told him I would not even be living there for like a month. But some stuff I did have, I was putting stuff in there. He told me it's going to take him a month to work on some things, get it ironed out. But a month later, when I'm going to move in, what it came down to, there was no electricity. There's no way at all that you can get electrical power to that house. The guy had got a divorce from his wife, who the house belonged to, and he wanted to screw his wife over, so he just like stripped it from everything. He took the peach-knee thing on the side of the house, the spinning thing, that was gone. All the cabinets, he like just gutted this thing. Like underneath the house, all the pipes, it was just bare bones. It was a house, yes, but it wasn't a house. We start looking into it like, what? You can't live in this motherfucker. So when we found that out, of course, dude played it off like, oh my gosh, he played it along like, oh, you can't get power. Motherfucker, you knew that. How many times you walked by the side of the house and noticed a big electrical thing missing? I told him, dude, $3,000 right now. You're gonna give me some money, bro. You're gonna break me off. He didn't have all the $3 grand, but what he did have was this motorcycle that I loved. Now, I can't ride motorcycles. I'm not into them at all. This one was special, though. It was red, white, and blue. It looked like the motorcycle, excuse me, that the bear would ride in the circus. It was like red, white, and blue. Had like stars on it. It was vintage for sure. Awesome for sure. I wanted it. We worked out a good deal. Cash. And to even it out, I got that motorcycle off him. He didn't want to come off that motorcycle, man, but I wanted it. We worked a deal out. I got it. Now, the motorcycle ran a little bit rough, admittedly, but that was not a problem because I knew somebody. I knew someone who's a great mechanic. This lady I knew. Now, she was a trip. I met her because I needed a ride. Excuse me. No one would give me this ride. She shows up. Someone called her. Send her over to my house, a friend of a friend. You know, I heard you needed a ride. Now, when I meet her, she tells me, you're going to call me Mom. I go, Mom? As in, mama, mother? I go, no, I usually reserve that for my birth mom. Like, my mom, I call her that. Mom? I'm not going to call you Mom. She goes, oh, you're going to call me Mom. And this is when I'm in her car, and she give me a ride. I'm like, well, I need to go to 30th Street. She took me and dropped me off. I never seen her much after that. Then I got this motorcycle, and I knew that she was a real good mechanic. So I call her up, say hello. I'm like, Mom? Mom, is that you? Yeah, I was hoping you'd come over and wrench on this motorcycle I got. She came over, running perfect after that, purring like a cat. And if you want to know what she looked like, she had a mullet, a sleeveless shirt, and she smoked cigarettes. Always had like one of them real long, like Marlboro Light 100s hanging out of her mouth. So now, the motorcycle was running. I did ride around my apartment parking lot. What happened was, though, I lived in an upstairs apartment, and I would have my motorcycle up there, upstairs by my door, my front door. I didn't want to take it across the carpet to go on the back patio, so I had it out front. People were complaining about it being there. Probably wanted to steal it. Like, tell him to, move that thing and put it out on the street where we'd have better access to stealing it. Because they complained that it was there when I did move it downstairs. Then a day or two, it was gone. Someone snatched it up. I missed that thing. And of course, I didn't call it report stolen. You don't do that. You have to take the L. I missed that bike. Trip on this. I had an uncle. Still have an uncle. Lived in a trailer, mobile home. He was moving out. As he was moving out, I was kind of moving in. He didn't really care. I wasn't moving in legit, like taking over his payments and shit. Just he was out and I was in. It was like an in-between stage. He still had a couple things there. Now, I knew about this trailer that the water line was busted underneath it. And so when you had to do laundry, you had to go physically turn the water on. Because they turned it off. Otherwise, if you left it on, it would just be a big old leak. So they always turn that main water line off. When they're going to use it to wash laundry, they turn it on. And I knew that. I was going to go there and do some laundry. I had a friend of mine give me a ride over there. So we go over there, and I have to jump the fence to get in the trailer. Dude who took me over there is on drugs, and you could tell. He was like, a little bit like that. So someone sees us, mobile home park, people who drive around the golf cart, see us go, see us get there, call the cops. So I'm wondering, where's dude at, man? That he'd been outside for a long time. He dropped me off. I came straight in. He hasn't came in yet. I look out. Cops have him hemmed up. I'm like, oh, shit. Now the cops come to knock on the mobile home door. Now, at this point, though, cops are involved. I don't know you. I'm allowed, according to bro code, to kick you to the curb like I never met you. I'm not obligated at all to say, yeah, I know him. We showed up together. Hell no, dude. Cops are here. They got you hemmed up. Never met you before in my life. Cops knock on the door. And I answer, hello? They came in. I got my alias, fake alias, Ryan I'm using. Come in. They don't even ask me about the guy that got hemmed up out there. And he didn't say that he was there with me. He didn't say nothing either. They took him away. And they come in like, what's up? This ain't your house. And I said, look, man, I'm doing laundry. The only way I could do laundry is I went underneath this house to the pipe and turn that little valve on that would keep off all the time to avoid the leak. Look, you see my clothes are there. I have them separated. And I am very, look, I don't do whites with colors. No way. I got my pile of whites right here and my colors and jeans, Dude, I may be homeless, not having very much clothes, but the clothes I do have, I'm going to wash them properly. My whites were separated, so I tell the cop, dude, I'm doing clothes. And look, you can tell I turned the pipe. He's like, man, you got a good point. And they left. Left me there. Now, my clothes were done. I was going to leave. I had a rifle. That's one of the main things I went there for. I wanted to take this rifle with me. Now I'm on foot. There's nothing you could do to a rifle. There's no way you can wrap it up and carry it down the street without someone seeing it and saying, hey, that's a rifle. You can't put it into like a leg of a pant and even put a sock over the barrel or even tie a shoe to it. And they're not going to say, hey, where'd you get that fake leg? They're going to say, why do you have that gun stuck down a pant leg? It's going to look like a rifle no matter what. I tried wrapping it with a towel. I tried wrapping every kind of thing I could imagine. You're walking down the street. It's over your shoulder. It's like, that's a rifle. I left it there, and the rifle, and I went down to Fast Trip. I'm going to try to get a vehicle somehow. Hopefully I'll see someone I recognize. They'll give me a ride. I'll steal a car if I have to. Now I see this truck. Looks like it's from that movie Mad Max. It's primer. It's like a big, heavy-duty work-type truck, but you could tell it was not being used for work. Had like a bunch of junk stuff on it, some recyclables, I think like a broken vacuum. It was a heavy-duty, big 4x4, big, tough fucking looking truck. I'm like, damn, so as I walk past, excuse me real quick. As I walk past, I noticed the keys were in it. So I get in. But I cannot figure out how to engage the ignition for nothing. This happened to me like a week previous to this, too. Previous to this, I was walking past and I saw a red VW Bug. One of the old school ones from the 60s. It was badass. Red and white, two-tone, real clean. The keys were in it. I got in, and I was in that Bug for like an hour, and I could not figure out the ignition to engage it. I ended up just walking down the road how to get away from it. That pissed me off for the longest, too. That I could not start that damn Bug. I'm in this truck. Cannot figure out for nothing how to engage the ignition. All of a sudden, the door opens. Like, whoa, I didn't even know I was being approached. And there's a lady there. I'd say she's 65 years old, skinny and wiry, with a shaved head, wearing cowboy boots, and she's like, you son of a bitch, what are you doing in there? Boom, boom, boom. Punches me, hits me a couple times, socks me hard, too. In my ear, I saw stars, I took off running. I mean, couldn't run no faster. Back to my uncle's house. I got away. Yeah, I couldn't start that truck. I'm glad I didn't now. Now come to find out, there's an old 65-year-old lady, wiry. She's like a ranch hand. No way could I picture her in that truck, though. I'll be damned, though. It was her truck. She had a hell of a punch, too. She was a ranch hand, I guarantee it. Be that as it may. I wish I had brought water with me. Alright, I have this girlfriend. Kind of staying with her grandparents. I'll never do that again either. I would never stay with a girlfriend at people's house. It never works out. You learn as you go. So, I'm living there and we get in a fight. And of course, now I got to kick rocks, take off down the road and goes hurt people's house. So I'm walking, I'm in a bad mood, and I see a truck with the keys in it. I take this truck and I dip off. And I go to Oildale to my connect's house. And I walk in and I say, you know, give me high, share some drugs. He says, no, not without money, I won't. And I go, I got something better than money. I got a stolen truck in the front of your house. He's like, oh, stolen truck. He looks out there. I mean, that's all bad. It's the last thing a drug dealer wants. Is a stolen truck in front of his house, bringing that heat. He's like, dude, get out of here with that fucking truck. I go, no, dude, get me high first. He's like, fuck, got me high. Got me real high. So I smash out of there, take off. I'm going to a couple different places. Now my girlfriend hears through the grapevine that I have this truck and that I was at the dealer's house and I manipulated him into giving me some drugs by tricking him with the stolen hat. All that. She heard everything. She knew I was running around. She wanted me to come pick her up. She falsely assumed I had drugs, which I didn't. I just did a lot of them. Had none to give her. She gets a hold of me through some people. She wants me to pick her up. I do go pick her up. Also, once I get her in the truck, I make plans with somebody else to follow us because I didn't want to drop this truck off. Now I'm real paranoid. I'm actually so high that I'm paranoid to even drive this truck anymore. So we got to drop this thing off. So we drop it off. Then that dude who followed us get in his vehicle and drops me and my girlfriend off at my aunt's house. So we go there. My aunt says we can stay there. Really, the only thing we have to do is be quiet. So we get in there and I tell my girlfriend, look, we got to chill out, be quiet. She's like, give me high. I don't have any. No, she said, you know, give me high. I go, I don't have any drugs. She's like, what? So it's be loud. And I go, shh. We have to be quiet. I go, I don't have any drugs. You never asked me. I never said I did. She's like, you motherfucker. Now we're stuck here at your aunt's house and you're all high and I don't got none. She starts yelling on purpose, creating a scene. So obviously my aunt's like, you gotta get the fuck out of here. We went out in the front yard. She's continuing to yell. I wish I was like ostrich. I just want to, like, if I could put my head into the ground and disappear, I would have. Like, this is not the scene I want. This is way too loud. It's like, please calm down. Like, what can I do to calm you down? And these guys walk by. Hey, leave her alone, Captain Sabaho. And then when she hears that, she's like, oh my gosh. Really just plain hyping up to it. Next thing you know, I end up getting in a fight with these two guys. Get jumped by them. Try to go back in my aunt's house. She locks me out. I'm knocking on the door. Then she's making me, get the hell out of here. Like, whoa, okay, just say, can you please tell me to leave in a quiet voice? You're making me feel real weird. How you're like yelling at me to leave. Like, she's acting like I'm some perpetrator or some shit. I was your nephew. I was just in here 5 minutes ago. Remember me? So I turn back to look, and they're gone. The girl is gone with the two dudes. Works out like that sometimes. I end up walking hella far to my mom's house. Got up the next morning and it was 4th of July. A lot of crazy shit happened. That's all the stories I had prepared. This video's too short. I'm going to throw an extra one in. My uncle. Cops were looking for me tough. I was kind of staying in a couple different places. One of them being my uncle's. My uncle had some little chicken shit warrant for like driving on a suspended license. So he was sitting in his living room. And all of a sudden he sees the parole agents and cops come walking up to his front door. He thinks they're there for him. He didn't know they were just parole agents. He wasn't on parole. He's a square. He's a working dude. Like I said, his misdemeanor warrant he had was real minor, driving a suspended license. Cops start coming up to his door to look for me. He goes running out his backyard and he sets his cold beer down. He's drinking, it's cold. He sets it down by his dresser and goes running out the sliding glass door and jumps a fence. And he's in the neighbor's backyard and he's looking through like a hole in the fence. The cops, I don't know how they get away with this, how they were able to do it, let themselves in. They end up in the house, walking around, and then they see that cold beer. And it's right by like an attic access. So they call all kinds of the cops, a K-9. They call my mom out there. My mom's in my uncle's house. They're all yelling at the attic. You know, come down from there, come down from there. Thinking I'm up in the attic because they saw that cold beer. My uncle jumped the fence. He's like, fuck all this shit for driving on a suspended license. Damn, they got the K-9. They got my sister here. They think I'm all up in the attic. That's crazy. They end up leaving. They didn't catch me. Not that day. And they came to find out it was just me they were looking for. Shit, we're at 15 minutes. I really thought those first 3 stories would drag out a little bit longer. But you know what I did? I just jumped into story time. I didn't do any kind of shout out. No kind of introduction. So what do I do with this? I'll just go ahead and cut the strings. Let it fly at 15 minutes in. You guys got another video coming tomorrow though. Peace!